Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I appreciate you watching. We have snow spreading all the way from the Rocky Mountains and the Northern Rockies all the way out to upstate New York. And there's more on the way. I'll have details on what's going on right now. We'll have a look at some of these lofty snowfall totals and a little bit about this forecast, which looks even snowier for some. Details are coming right now, but let's get started with a look at what's going on across our nation with regards to warnings out to the west. Look at this all the way from the mountains in California, Northern California, and Oregon, all the way through parts of Idaho and then into Montana. All these red counties, winter storm warnings that are in effect. Snow north of Billings, Montana, continues out all the way out into northern Idaho, not far from Pocatello, straight down into Boise. Cold air diving into the northern plains has cold weather advisories for parts of North Dakota. And out to the far east, we do have winter storm watches in effect for parts of western Pennsylvania right now. That's in effect and expires in about, 14 hours or so. And then some wintry weather flying into upstate New York. So from Toronto straight through Kingston and all the way out into, Burlington, Vermont. We're seeing some snow showers aplenty out there. And that's what's going on right now. Now, the cold is going to head south. We have a lot of flooding problems from the wet weather going on in the deep south. Very windy conditions in much of the high country here in northern parts of Nevada on into the state of Utah. So that's what's going on nationwide. Now let's take a quick peek at what's going on with regards to some of the snowfall across the nation. These reports are ridiculous across parts of Montana. So we're going to tabulate the whole nation. What you're looking at here, National Weather Service forecasters accumulating your reports. So when you make a weather report on snowfall, this is where it goes. Look at the table over here, and you can see some of these areas picking up over almost 3 feet of snow, 32 inches in Cook City, Montana. That's a lot of shovel trouble up there. We have Galena, Idaho, rather, at 27 inches, and all the way down into the upper mitten of Michigan here with these yellow colors. That would correlate to over 8 inches of snow in the UP and up in northern Michigan, not the UP rather. And then a lot of snowfall reports from the New England states. And let's get to it. Let's take a closer look at a couple of these areas. We'll go ahead and start in New York. As we go into the East Coast here, let's go ahead and zoom us in on to the East Coast. Here's a look. We do have Concord, all these areas with 2, 3, and 4 inches of snow reported out there. Look at this out towards Boston and the Cape. We're seeing some good snowfall reports, anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches of snow there. And it's wintry as well in parts of Pennsylvania as we head into our evening on this Monday. Now, upstate New York, a little bit more lofty, but things are really just getting going for some of you. We're seeing some snowfall reports from earlier the day that passing through around 2 to 3 inches of snow there. And this goes all the way up into Maine, where near Bangor right now we have snowfall reports of over 3 to 4 inches of snow there. Northern parts of Michigan, here's what's happened in your neck of the woods. We do have some yellows out there. That's over 8 inches for some of you, with a report of 9 in Lewistown, Michigan, as well as Mile, Michigan, at 8 inches of snow there. This all the way through Wisconsin, in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, picking up 3 to 5 inches of snow across parts of the northern plains, including North Dakota, South Dakota border counties there, picking up a good 5 to 6 inches. It looks like we got one report here in Victor, South Dakota. Now, the heavy country. Check this out. This is right there at West Yellowstone in that area. 32 inches of snowfall in this area, Cook City, Montana. And we get out here into Idaho Falls. It's no picnic there either. If you have a picnic, you might want to bring a shovel with your basket, because we have some areas here just outside the basin with 27 inches of snow. That happened in Galena, Idaho. And in the mountains of Oregon, 8 inches in Ashland. This is actually northern Cal. So that's what's going on out across the nation. This is what it looks like now when we go ahead and take a look at your area, DOT cameras. Let's start with Montana, since they had some frisky snow out there flying through the atmosphere and causing some, tricky travel conditions. Here's a look at a couple of those cameras in Montana. We'll start with the area near Cook City out there, and look right down here south of the Billings area and Gardner, and there it is. The mountains picking up a nice layer of white powder out there in parts of southern Montana. And you go south of the Bismarck area, not far from Bridger. Wow, look at that. Roscoe Hill, elevation 5,337, with some flaky goodness there. A lot of snow skiing worthy snowfall out there. Now let's take a quick peek at our friends in Michigan, way up in the northern part of Michigan. Let's focus on that as we go ahead and highlight the areas where the snow fell. Let me get my map adjusted here for you. We'll go right up to the top. Oh, let's go right up here, not far from, how about North Eagle Highway? This one showing some signs of some significant snow showers there as well. So Michigan picking up some healthy snow. Now we'll go out to the East Coast and let's look at the, well, let's go to New York and take a look at what we have on the roads. By the way, the pink roads that you see here in northern parts of New York, Burlington, Vermont area, those are snow and ice covered roads out in that neck of the woods. And the snowfall reports, as you saw, 2 to 4 inches of snow out in these areas. So keep that in mind. And the snow is continuing to work its way through. Here's a couple of looks at some cameras in the area here as we go out towards, let's go in towards Fort Drum out that area. And as we take a quick peek, we see that, well, many of these areas having some snow covered roads. Right here is an example, just in time for your evening drive to get out and about on this Monday night. Thank you so much for all the reports from our DOT crews doing their very best to keep our roads on the side of good and travel worthy. Now let's take a look at what's going on with regards to your forecast. And to do that, we're going to look at the European model. That's my preference as a meteorologist, broadcasting for 30 years, doing teaching in the classroom at the college level for over 15 years, and also, well, just being in research meteorology for a good start out to the career with a lot of fun there. Now, we do have some pattern shifts that have gone on that have shifted the snow track to the north, but we're not done yet in the central and southern plains. Let me show you what I mean. Let's put this into motion here on the European model. And what I want to point out is this track through the northern and central Rockies where the storms initiate. So as we go through the next 24 hours, what we're seeing in the northeastern and New England states disappears. Here comes the next wave or system working its way through the Rockies, leaping over the Rockies, becoming more of a Colorado or Wyoming low, we might call it. And it slides out. This one will bring a chance of midweek snow in North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, including the Twin Cities and Duluth, northern Wisconsin. But you see the pink here? There'll be a chance for some accumulating ice as we look into portions of Indiana, Illinois, and on into northern parts of Ohio as this system works its way off to the east. And as it continues its way to the east, we're going to see that chance for some showers and maybe even some strong to severe thunderstorms in the Ohio River Valley with this system working its way through. And again, some locally heavy rain from those systems as they continue their trek off the east. This thing really could pick up some moisture and energy as it works its way into the mid-Atlantic and New England states, bring a round of some very heavy snow where you see the dark blues here. That would include you folks in Delaware. Again, another shot in Massachusetts. You'll be chewing on some big flakes there. Just to your south, though, Rhode Island and down into Maryland, some areas could see just good old-fashioned wet rain. High pressure, that's cold high pressure. That air is going to dive all the way south. Watch these blue lines right here. Do you see them? That's the thickness of the atmosphere, and that thickness line goes south, and that means that that cold air goes south, at least into the central plains, while we see another chance of some snow working its way through the mid-Atlantic states. Okay, that system works its way off. Let me go ahead and forward this just a little bit so we can see the next system working its way out of the Rocky Mountains again. So that's another Colorado-style low moving its way through the central and northern plains, just a little bit farther south track than the previous one. And this one too, once it gets into the Great Lakes region, these things can really develop a little bit more. They're more mature of a storm system by the time they get into that Great Lakes region. Again, we've got snow on the north side, freezing rain, and then some showers and maybe even thunderstorms working their way through in the southern plains and southeastern United States. And another round of snow for, you guessed it, everywhere from upstate New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and down as far south as you folks once again, Massachusetts. Okay, so more snowflakes and that cold air. You see these blue lines diving all the way down south with these systems working their way through. So an unsettled pattern in the upcoming several days and weeks. Couple of weeks of wintry weather for the northern one half of the United States with some showers of rain elsewhere. My name is meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I appreciate you taking the time to follow me here on the YouTube channel if you liked what you saw, and you can click the little bell to be notified when I'm having an update for you. For now, travel safe. Stay informed of the weather as it makes its way through. And again, some snow, I'll call it makeup snow in areas that really didn't get a lot yet taking place right now, and we're looking for even more. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Again, you can check out more of my content on hutchesweather.com. You can follow me on Facebook by searching Hutch Johnson, Chief Meteorologist, and subscribe on my YouTube channel right here.